France's president says the country is actively working on a so-called terrorism hypothesis, and the focus is on Paris's Charles de Gaulle Airport and the potential of an airport insider planting a device.
Tom Lydon of the Fox 9 investigators has spent a lot of time looking at this issue here at MSP. Tom, what are we potentially talking about here?
Well, they're going to look at the last 24 hours of this plane, and it wasn't just Charles de Gaulle. It was also in Eritrea. It was also in Tunisia. They're going to look at all that. This EgyptAir flight was only on the ground at Charles de Gaulle for about an hour. It took off around 11 o'clock Paris time last night. The concern is whether an airport worker could have planted a bomb in that time. Nearly 100 workers at Charles de Gaulle have lost their security clearance in just the last year, at least a dozen because of radical ties. The insider threat has also been a concern in the U.S., specifically at MSP. Back in 2014, the Fox 9 investigators revealed there were 3 airport workers who went on to fight for terror groups overseas, 2 of them becoming suicide bombers. One was a cart driver at the airport, another a barista, an airport cleaner, an airplane fueler. There are some 17,000 workers at our airport. More than 11,000 have a security clearance at the airport known as a SITA badge. This gives them access to parts of the airport you and I will never see, often with very limited supervision. TSA has called the insider threat from airport workers the greatest threat to civilian aviation. Here's what they've done so far. They have increased criminal background checks. They have reduced access points around the airport. They've done that considerably. They did that a few years ago at MSP. They also have more random screening of airport workers. And yet there are still 2 pretty big issues: data and intelligence. Making sure you have the right information on employees, the correct name, spelling, date of birth, and the intelligence angle. Do you have enough information about what's happening in that workforce that informants will come to you if they see something happening? That is a particular issue at MSP, guys, because we also have a very real concern about racial profiling. About 20%, 1 in 5 workers at the airport were born in other countries, many of them Ethiopia and Somalia, and there's a real concern out there about profiling. You have to build confidence in your workforce that if they see someone espousing radical views, they come and they alert TSA or airport police. And that's a trust issue.
It is. All right.
Thank you, Tom.